Hi guys, welcome to Lou Frou-frou Studio, and today we're going to do the Margarete Miller challenge for week number 2. Let's get started. Okay, so we're to week number 2 in the Margarete Miller challenge. For those of you not familiar, Margarete has a 52-week prompt assignment to use either in her planner, which she sells, or you can purchase just the prompts and use your own surface to do the collage on. I am doing mine on just a regular old sketch pad that I've had for a really long time. So long, in fact, that the pages are no longer white. And so a lot of my page aging is already done for me because this book is so old. We are on week number 2. There is a video for week number 1 in my videos if you want to go back and see that one. And basically what it is she gives you 5 prompts and a bonus. And you can choose to do either the 5 prompts, or if there's one of those prompts that you do not like, you can do the bonus, or you can do all 6. And I try to do all 6 every week. And so today, looking at the prompts, we have something that lives in the forest, and I am going to use these guys because bears live in a forest, right? They may not wear a hat and a cape and take mail to the mailbox, but they do live in a forest. And then we have a scrap from a paper pad, and so I've got 2 scraps here that I'm going to use for my background. And then a playing card either side. And this is a playing card that I put some sewing pattern tissue on the back of, and then did a script stamp. And the reason I did a script stamp is because the next prompt is cursive writing. And so I have that there. We also have something postal, which obviously that's postal. This has postal stuff. And then I also have this postcard, which also covers the cursive writing. And this is a printable from Rachel at Roxy Creations. And then a bonus is something stapled. So somewhere along the line, we will put a staple in something so that we can cover that basis as well. And then I just have pulled out a few stickers of foliage that we might find in a forest. I've got some mushrooms, some greenery, a couple of flowers that kind of look more like wildflowers, and I've got a couple of butterflies. So that's what we're going to use for this collage. And I'm orienting my page this way this time. Last week for number 1, it was this way. That is week 1. And so for week 2, we are doing it up and down. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is just tear this background paper so that it fits my page. I want it to cover it pretty much entirely, just because a lot of it is going to be covered up anyway. So I'm just going to kind of mark here. Didn't mean to tear that. Where I want to tear it. There's my pencil. So we're going to just rip this down the sides here, and I'm not really worried about getting it perfect or anything like that, because it doesn't really matter in this situation. I'll save those scraps for something else. So I'm going to put this piece here. And then I'm going to take this piece, and these are just off a pad of paper that I got somewhere. I don't know. It had a bunch of maps and things like that in it, maps and scripty paper and paper that had other kinds of like typewriting and stuff like that. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not even sure where I got it. Oops, don't slip. Okay, and then another little scrappy. Move my book back over here. Now obviously you don't need all of this length either, but I'd rather have it this way. Yes, I think maybe so. I'm gonna take just a tad off this way. I hope everybody's having a good week. Mine's been pretty good. It actually has gone pretty quickly. Can't believe it's almost Friday again. Time is just flying by. I think we were so miserable last year and it was going so quick, and even though things are, a lot of people are still getting sick and whatever, things, you know, seem to be moving a lot faster. Since we're able to get out a little bit. My husband and I have both been fully vaccinated and boosted and all that kind of stuff, so that makes us feel a little better about getting out, even though we do mask still if we're going around big crowds. I basically just go to work and come home, and he's retired, so he goes to the grocery store, and that's about the extent of our going anywhere these days. Unless we're going to, we will go and watch our grandkids if they have something going on, plays or sporting events or something like that. But other than that, we're pretty much homebodies. We were pretty much homebodies anyway, other than, you know, going on vacation, which we haven't done. But we are hopefully going in May. We're going to take an Alaskan cruise, if that doesn't get all messed up again. We were supposed to go last year, and of course we all know how that went. Alright, and then I'm going to put this one at the top. And you notice I'm not inking these pages because they are just my background pages. So I don't want those to be the focal point or to stand out, you know. So we're not inking. We're just getting them down. And I'm not worried about that being a straight line because most of that's going to be covered up. Otherwise, that straight line across the page like that would not work for me. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, I think, is put down this postcard. And like I said, this is a printable from Roxy Creations. And I think I want it about right there. I gotta ink my bears here and see. And obviously this is from a children's book, and it's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And this particular picture just had mama and baby. Dad's on the other side of the page, so he wasn't in this particular photo or picture. I was really torn between two different images to use as my focal point, and I ultimately decided on this one, but I really like the other one too, but I think I'm going to be able to use it later on a different week. So I've got a kind of basket that when I come across something I think I can possibly use later for this challenge, I throw stuff in there. Alright, so I'm gonna move this up, I think, so that I can put some of this foresty looking stuff down toward the bottom. That one's almost two. Oh, I gotta put let me figure out what to do with this first before I start placing all that other stuff. Since this is a have to, I'm gonna get it in place. I think I'm going to put that right there. Maybe something like that to carry it up the page a little bit, and then I've got some others that I can put down here around their feet. Alright, so I did the wrong thing there, put the top on the glue, and I gotta use the glue. Alright, so I'm just gonna put a little mark right here so I know where to put that, because there's not a really good focal point. Oh no, look, this is not a Rachel. This is one of my real postcards. I thought that was a Rachel. I got it. This must be one that I got at the antique store that was going out of business, and there was a big old photo album of postcards A lot of them were the Tux postcards, and the notebook was probably, now I can't see my mark, was probably a good 3-inch, 4-inch binder, and it was just full of postcards. And I made her a ridiculous offer on them because I knew they were closing. And I made the offer, and my husband looked at me like, "Are you crazy?" And she took it. So I got just a really, really good bargain on a big old notebook full of postcards. So I was happy with that. Sorry, I didn't ink these things ahead of time. Okay, so we had our card. Picking everything up here. I'm gonna have to glue that with art glitter. And it said a portion of a card either side. So I'm going to use the whole card, but I am going to use the back instead of the, before that sticks. Did I put that? I mean, if I can't tell, I guess nobody else can tell either. I was trying to decide if that script was upside right or upside down, and you can't. Whoops, tore my sewing pattern paper there. Fix that. Okay, so there's that, and then I'm gonna put this here, and where do we have this? We have this guy here. I believe so. Nope, I want it to cover the corner of that card. Okay, and then we want that one going up there to give us some height. Whoops. Throwing things. All right. Now we need to decide where we're going to put our other elements. I've got 2 butterflies. Oh. I gotta put his letter, which is also postal. And this is just a piece off a washi tape that I had that had some postal stuff on it. And I just cut it off and put it on some craft stocks. And then I took my X-Acto knife and cut around his hand so that I can make him look like he's holding the envelope. So I just cut a slit so that we could put the envelope under his hand. Don't glue down yet. So there's that. Ink around these butterflies. And actually, let's get all the foliage in place, and then we'll decide where we want. Need some green. I've got these little kind of ferny looking things. Let's try one of those back there. Of course, I can't pick it up. Needs to be kind of up there, I think. Even though you can't see it that well, but I want something on the edge of that postcard there. All right, and then we have this one. That one might be good. Down here along the ground, or what would be considered the ground. And we don't have to use all these things. I just wanted to give it kind of a foresty feel. So this one may work in there. Okay. I really like this one. Size-wise, that doesn't work though. Okay. And maybe this one here. Let me cut that stem off. I'm not ever gonna get these back in the same spot once I get everything where I want it. Alright, let's do those. Now what I'm going to do is I am just going to use the sticker. I'm not going to put any glue on it because this is just my book, and so it's not really that critical to me. If it comes undone, then I'll just glue it back. But I am going to trim some of this excess white off if there's just too much white there. And then once I get everything down, I will tone it down with some ink once I figure out what ink is going to do that the best, depending on where it's setting. And I'll try to do this quickly so I'm not going to worry about that little blade of grass right there. I'm not going to worry about the blade of grass here. And if any of you are new to journaling or collaging, I have found that it's easier to move the object you're cutting out rather than moving your scissors. That's just my personal preference. And I just got these stickers off Amazon. They came in a big old huge pack. They had a bunch of mushrooms in it. Alright, so we're going to put that one there. And we don't want to completely cover up our stamp, even though we have plenty of stamps on this page. And see, in that particular case, you can't even really see the outline because of what's behind it. And so that's why I don't ink until I'm done, because a lot of times you ink and it's not really necessary depending on what kind of background you have back there. Because it's going to disappear because they are translucent. Lucent, it's like a washi sticker. And this video wouldn't be so long if it wouldn't take me forever to get these things off the back of the... Such is life. Now see, in this particular case, you can see here, because it's a darker color underneath, so I will take some ink and kind of blend that in once we're done. Right, and then we want our berries. Oh my goodness, fiddly fiddly. Got the edge up, I just can't grab it. Are you kidding me? There we go. Patience. I don't have it. Okay, now we've got this one. See, that one, I did good. Okay, I don't know about this one. That one looks out of scale. You wouldn't have to use stickers for this. I just had them. I mean, you could use fuzzy cats or Gotta move that one a little bit further over. See if I can get it up. Easy. That one's actually got some really good sticking power. I'm bending my poor bears all up because I keep bending them back to get the stickers out from behind them. Okay, that one went pretty well. I think that'll do there. Or do I want the red one? I might want the red one. I think I want the red one. Maybe. Unless I can't get the back off. A little bit of glue right there. And again, the main reason for me just building up these stickers is just to make it look kind of foresty. I believe that's all I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put them down now after okay, now that I have these, let me get these little clear things out of the way because they'll start sticking to me. All right, now that I have all these down, what I'm going to do is any place that I think that the background is too white, trim that off the edge there. I'm going to take some ink and ink it up, for example, like right here and right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try antique linen first because it's fairly light. And I'm just going to try it and see if I can't blend it in a little bit. And then if that doesn't work, I'll go to something a little darker. I don't care if they're not perfectly blended in, but I don't want them to be such a stark contrast that they're standing out. They're in the background, and so it's not going to make a huge difference one way or another if they're blended in, where it is if they're, you know, stark white back there. that helps that a lot. I should have trimmed that one off, but that's okay. All right, now we've got a couple places that we need to do vintage photo, I feel like. One of them's right here. And right here. And again, we're doing the same thing. We're just kind of hitting those white areas so that they're not standing out. So much. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so now we can glue down our bears. Make sure that we put them in a spot to where all of our prompts are still showing. So I'm going to use our glitter glue for that. Just give it a good coating all over. Oh, and we've got to remember to put our staple on something. Maybe we'll put that in the butterfly, one of the butterflies. All right, we got 2 butterflies, and I feel like we need one here. For sure. And I know we should have 3, but I don't think 3. I think I'm going to put them like that. All right, so let's get a tiny attacher. What I'm going to do, I think, is just put it right there on the body on that one. Maybe there on that one. Okay, so now all we need to do is put our number on here. And I have a stamp to stamp it to, if I can get my pen and my glue. Okay. I have a couple of stamps too that we can use to put it on this one. And I'm gonna do that, and actually I'm gonna do it in Black Soot Archival. I'm going to put it right down here. And you don't have to do this. I just like to document what week it is. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now, let's decide if we need some other stamps. I've got some of my postal stamps here. I've got a stamp that has some cursive writing on it. I've got a postmark that we could use. We technically maybe put it right there. I do not want it to be black, and so I'm doing it in ground espresso. I don't want it to be that dominant. Make sure I'm not going to do it upside down. Okay, it goes like this. Okay. So there's that one. And then I have my little, this is my favorite little splatter stamp. We can kind of put some like that's gonna work. I had it on that spiral bound area trying to stamp it. Wasn't working too well. And stamping is also not required, but I think that it ties it together well. It kind of, whoops, my pad stuck to the stamp. So that's why I choose to do it. But again, that's totally not something that has to be done. All right, what else do we need? I have this stamp that says Postal Telegraph. I'll put it down here. Okay. It's kind of cute. And then I have this one that, this one may not be a postal one. If it's not, I won't use it. Let me stamp it on something. This might be the specimen one. Yeah, that's the specimens. We won't use that one. I believe that's going to do it. We could put part of this little cursive writing one. Maybe no, I don't like that idea. Never mind. think we're going to call that done. So let's go over the prompts again, make sure we didn't forget anything. So we have something that lives in the forest, a scrap of paper or pad. We've got a couple pieces of those. A playing card either side. We've got that. Something postal, several. And the bonus is something stapled. And we put our staples in our butterfly. So I think we got everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I do encourage you to do this prompt every week. It's, I think, really good for improving your collage skills, and also, you know, some critical thinking outside of the box, and coming up with ideas to make your collage cohesive, which is what I enjoy most about the challenge, is, you know, trying to make something that's takes these kind of weird prompts and, you know, so that you can bring them together into something that's comes into, my opinion, you know, everybody doesn't try to make a story or a cohesive collage, but I prefer to do that because I think it challenges me. So that's why I do it that way. But anyway, guys, that's it for today, and I'll be back on Sunday for our regular just general journaling video. And so until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.